So here we are at 132 pounds, and here's another weight class, and we talk about the depth and talent we have here, and we got two of the best and brightest here in District 1, and guys that seem like they've been around Glenn forever, and that's Gunnar Fuss and Lucas Ritchie. And Ritchie being the one here in this bracket, and Fuss being the two, I guess, for seeding purposes. But these two, you could, I guess, their resumes speak for themselves. I guess it's warranted. But right at the shoot, I have Gunnar Fuss winning this weight class. I think he's just a little bit better than Lucas Ritchie, and Lucas Ritchie is as tough as they come. And if Lucas Ritchie was at a different weight class, he'd be a favorite there to be in the final two probably. If he was at 26 or 38, he'd be pretty tough at 38 too. So I'm not disparaging him in any way, shape, or form. I just think Fuss is the guy that's going to win. I think Kahn ends up as your guy in third place. Dominic DeFalco, some that said maybe he kind of snuck it to states last year. I think he followed it up this year with a season that enabled him to show it wasn't really a fluke. And especially after wrestling last weekend, losing to Martin in I believe the quarterfinals of their tournament, and then come back and beating them for third place, and then Martin finishing fifth. So a lot of that East is going to be very well represented in this 132 pound weight class. With your first, third, fourth, and fifth place finishers in our region, according to me, coming out of that East section district tournament, whatever we're deeming them as. Lucas Ritchie coming from the West bracket or West section. Again, he's a guy that you knew when he came on the scene as a freshman, he was gonna be special and win a lot of matches and do great things. And I'm looking forward to seeing how he caps off his high school career. And I think finishing sixth, losing to Zach Marr is gonna be Christian Hodges from Lower Marion. I just think his path he's got a good path to get to that point, but I don't think he's got the firepower to do any better than sixth place.
Yeah, again, this weight class is very much like the 120-pound weight class in terms of the District 1 East guys and the Suburban 1 League wrestlers. I mean, obviously Gunnar Fuss is the top of this class. I mean, Lucas Ritchie has been on a mission, this season. This will be a great final match. I mean, Gunnar Fuss is, he got dinged up in his head. I don't know if he got stitches or not, but they were definitely needed at the time after the semis. But, we were kind of in a crunch time there running that tournament straight through. So hopefully he's good to go. I don't think that's going to slow him down any, but that's going to be another great final here that we've talked about. I mean, Gunnar Fuss and Richie Style. I like those guys head to head. I think it's going to be a great match. And again, these could be two medalists for us, that we talk about in Hershey. And then you drop down into that lower bracket, and LJ Kahn was the guy that made it to the finals, District 1 East. But Dominic DeFalco is on a little bit of a run here, like you said. Beating Martin. And then these two guys are dead even, Martin and DeFalco. So flip a coin. But LJ Kahn is kind of the guy that can beat anybody on any given day. And again, this is a Council Rock South wrestler with a schedule. And we're just talking about the Perk Valley schedule. Compare that to Council Rock South schedule, and let me tell you, I'm taking LJ Kahn over a Perk Valley guy, and not slighting the Perk Valley team. I'm just letting you know that schedule means something. So do state duels. So do going deep into the postseason in those state duels, and wrestling top level kids. So LJ Kahn is dangerous down here. I do have DeFalco beating LJ Kahn for third, just because I think he's kind of peaking at the right time. But this could go either way. Some of these other guys look at this weight class. I'm not really sure what's going to happen after the first round that drops down. But I am interested to see how Johns does from Springford. I know that he's done some things here this season that I really like. So interested to see how he does. coming back through. And also Christian Hodges, another wrestler from Lower Merion, a touted wrestler here, coming in at 32-3. I don't have him beating Zach Martin in the first round. But again, you don't know how he's going to do coming back. Hodges could be dangerous, and he may see DeFalco in the wrestlebacks. So, keep an eye on the wrestlebacks in this weight class. But Gunnar Fuss and Lucas Ritchie, obviously, your top two.